Trish. Welcome back to my kitchen and my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are making polenta. If you haven't tried polenta before, you're missing out and should correct that immediately. What it is cooked cornmeal. It's a shelf-stable product, so if you like to do a little bit of prepping and have some things on hand for your deep pantry, cornmeal is a great option. It isn't terribly expensive, it lasts seemingly forever, and I'm going to show you a delicious and comforting way to prepare it. All you need is 1 part cornmeal to 4 parts water. The recipe never changes. What makes ours really special is that I add a little bit of bouillon, and I have been asked to provide amounts for my recipes. So with the bouillon, all you do is follow the package directions for whatever kind of bouillon you like. I use vegetable for mine, but you can use chicken or beef if that's your preference. The recipe for bouillon is usually 1 cube or 1 teaspoon for a cup of water. So if you just look at the package directions, you can follow that and it'll make perfect bouillon for you. What we're going to do first is we're going to add our water to the pan. And then add butter. Butter is the key. How much do you use? Well, however much you think you need, double that. I feel like you cannot use too much. This is about a 1/4 cup of butter for 2 cups of water. That is not exactly heart healthy, but it is delicious. I'm then going to add my bouillon, and we'll set this whole thing on the stove to boil. Okay, we've set this on the stove to boil, and we'll wait until we start to see bubbles and our butter has melted, and then we'll add our cornmeal. We have a nice rolling boil and our butter is melted. I have whisked this so that the bouillon is dissolved. I'm going to turn down the heat now and add my cornmeal. I'm going to stir this with a whisk and get all the lumps out. It's going to be quite runny. I'm stirring this with a whisk, and it looks like most of the larger lumps have been removed. So once it has a smooth consistency, I'm going to pull my whisk out. I'll cover it with a lid, turn the heat down as low as it goes on my stove, and I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes, and I'll come back and stir it again. Our polenta is steaming, so now I need to decide how to serve this. One of my favorite things to do is serve it with beans, greens, and beets. Beets are something that we all know what they are, but I think a lot of people shy away from purchasing them because you don't know how to prepare them. Here's what I do. I've washed and peeled this with a potato peeler to get the skin off, and I'm going to slice it. This has the consistency of a potato, so you can essentially prepare this in most of the same ways that you would prepare a potato, including the peeling. I'm eventually going to saute my beets, but I want them to be tender on the inside before I get started with that. So I'm going to give them 5 minutes in the microwave in the steamer. You can use any plastic bowl that you can cover or a glass dish. And for 3 beets, I'm going to put maybe 2 tablespoons of water in just to add some moisture and create steam. Just a couple spoonfuls of water. This is about 2 tablespoons. We'll give our beets about 5 minutes in the microwave. While we're waiting for our beets to steam in the microwave, we'll prepare our greens. I'm just using fresh spinach, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of crushed garlic. Our spinach should just be gently turned with some tongs. There we go, that is looking just about perfect. I don't want it to be too wilted, just warm. The garlic smells amazing right now. This is medium heat and it only took me less than 5 minutes. My greens are done and I'm going to make the beets next. It's important to do it in this order because beets turn everything red. So I've rinsed out my pan and I'm gonna melt some more butter, of course, that's my favorite thing. This is medium heat and our butter is melted. I'm gonna add our steamed beets. This is 3 beets and I'm serving 2 people tonight. If this was the main course, I would of course want more, but it's just a side dish. For this, I'm going to use a little bit of onion powder. The beets are starting to get a little bit crispy. This is similar to frying potatoes. When you see just the smallest amount of crisp on the outside, they're done. It's important to not overdo it. They taste better when they're tender. This is my favorite part of the meal, is plating it. I love presenting a beautiful meal on the table and seeing the reaction from the people that I love. No matter where you're at in your journey, you deserve to eat a beautiful meal. Your family could be just yourself and your orange tabby, or it could be yourself and your children, or you and a partner. You are no less deserving of nice things because it's just you. You should go to the effort, even for yourself. What I'm going to do for this is start with my polenta, and we'll make that the centerpiece. It's really delicious, so I want to include a lot of this. I know I'm going to eat all of it. Then I'm going to take some of my beets and arrange them on here. We'll add our beans. You can make your beans homemade or you can pull them out of a can. There's no shame in using canned beans. And I want to balance this, so I'm going to put my greens down here. And for a little extra color, I'm going to put some dill. One of my new favorite things is flaked sea salt. This is so delicious. And it adds a lot to the plate. It makes your everyday Tuesday night meal feel extra special. This is polenta with beans, greens, and beets. Isn't that gorgeous?